Hello, welcome back to the channel. We're working on the Volvo. Yet more exhaust work. You'll see, I'll show you in a moment. There's a box behind me. It's yet another exhaust that I've had delivered. I think it was from Poland this time. So that has arrived. I'm going to try and take the old one off that I modified, and let's see if it all fits together this time. Here we are, yet another. Okay, they're always a copy part, they're an aftermarket because you can't get genuine, obviously, but I'm hoping that with all of the other new parts that I'm going to get this to fit. Right then. That's the old one out. Well, the old bits that I joined together. This is where it goes off to the back box down here. What's that on? That's on a compression mount. That comes round. That should be one piece, and then it's on a crush or a clamp fit that goes onto the catalytic converter. So I need a new clamp for that one. Need to separate that because that's my new-ish catalytic converter. So I need to separate that. That bit goes back on, and then we'll line the new exhaust up and take a look and see what it looks like alongside the car. What I've decided is I'm going to attach the catalytic converter to my new rear section, or middle section I should say, and get that right. Attach that to the front, to the downpipe, get all of this set, and then attach the rear piece separately. That's going to be the last bit I attach. I think that's going to let me line things up better, starting from one end rather than trying to do it in lots of pieces. So the first thing is to get that joint connected up. I'm not going to put a clamp on it yet, but I'll have one ready. What I've done is I've applied this stuff. It's a bit more liquidy than I thought it was. I thought it was normally a bit more solid, so maybe this one's going a bit off. So I've applied a load of that, pushed it together as much as I can. I've also done and undone this a couple of times up and down the joint. I'm hoping that when that's tensioned up, that's going to seal. Might put some more of the paste on just to be sure. Leave that to seal up, and then let's get this lined up and at least get the front attached. Next bit, get it all lined up. It's actually lining up okay. Let's see, the back, close, but that's fine. That one I'm going to come to later. Not quite sure how to do that bit, but if I can get this bit, it needs to go up a little bit. Actually, I've just noticed, is that an exhaust hanger? That does look suspiciously like, oh no, it's part of the heat shield. Okay, and then those pieces sit in the right place. That looks like it needs to go forward a little bit just to make sure that it doesn't hit, but at the front you can see there's quite a gap to close up. So once I get that bracket on, I've got the new donut here as well. That's to go on, and that should pull that forward. I would have thought just about the right amount. So I think that's looking more like it should fit, and certainly alignment, it's not completely out. I've jacked it up to try and hold it in place, because that seems to be the way to try to line it all up before I start. Next bit, let's get the donut in and get those at least lightly tensioned to hold it in place a bit more. Tightening this up, got the donut in place, or at least I think I have. Again, I'm not really sure if this is all fitting right. I thought there'd be more of a flange on this, because you can see the flange at the bottom isn't quite in the right place. That's just going to crush that donut, whereas there's a gap at the top. Again, I think that's just aftermarket parts aren't great and not quite fitting. I might need to undo it and try and put the donut around that lip and position it like that. Might try that. But you can see it's pulling together and it's pulled the exhaust forward into place. And it does look like it's in about the right place now. That looks the best position I've had yet. Looks about equal. I'm not sure on the other side though. Better check that before I start tightening it up more. The other side looks good, and that looks as good a seal as I've had yet. I never know how far I should do that up. Any hints? I think I might leave it at that for now, because I've got the rest to do. You can see position wise it all looks in about the right place now. See the bracket, it's pulled forward a little bit, but that's okay. It does look like it's sitting somewhere near. The hard part now is we need to get the back piece attached to the back box, so I think that's the next bit, and maybe jack the back of the car up so we can get at it a little easier. You can see I've got the back attached. It's not in very far. I'd like to get that further, but actually it's all lining up. Get that a little bit further, get a clamp around it. I didn't manage to get any paste on it. I'm hoping the clamp can just grab that enough and that's going to hold, because it's all lined up. What do you guys think? It's not supported anymore. You can see I've tightened the donut fitting up. You can see I've got the compression on down the bottom. I've got a bracket on at the back. It's all fastened into place. That section does seem to sit a little bit low, but I think that's how they all are. I'm curious, if you've got a Volvo 480, pop a comment or send a photo to me on Facebook or Instagram at @JunkenDriven and let me know what yours looks like, because I don't know if that's low or that's about right for this car. If I go in line with the oil sump here, it does hang down a little bit, but I'll tell you what, if it doesn't leak, I'll be happy with that. Now the question is, am I brave enough to start it and check for leaks? I'm not sure, to be honest. Right then, moment of truth. Wish me luck. I'm going to put my lucky Volvo hat on and let's fingers crossed there. It's quite awkward getting in like this, but I guess this is what it is. Right, let's put the handbrake on. Let's check that the handbrake holds. Let's see if it starts. Okay, it started. I can hear quite a big exhaust leak coming from the donut. None further down. Let's try the rear. And quite a big bit from the rear. Also quite a bit of exhaust gas coming out the back. So yes, it's leaking, but not all over. Not sure what to make of that test then, because it is leaking. Now I guess I can tighten the donut up. That'll help the front leak. The smaller leak right at the back, probably undo that, put some paste on, join it back together. At least the other one isn't leaking. It's the donut that's going to be the difficult one to seal, I think, in front of the catalytic converter. Let me show you. this was the main leak, and it was coming from the bottom here. Actually, you can see. So it's actually leaking at the bottom where it's not sealing around that donut. And I think that's because the donut isn't actually fitting onto the piece on the downpipe on the exhaust. So I'm not really sure how that's going to be solved. Now that one seemed to be solid. Obviously I put a lot of gunge on that one. So maybe that's the solution for the rear one as well, because we're getting a little bit of blow from this bit as well. Let's have a look. So I was getting a bit, where was it? Round the back, around there. So I think maybe take that one off and put some of the exhaust putty on that one. That might solve it, but it does mean undoing it again. And I don't know whether to just tighten the front and just keep tightening it, and it'll end up crushing even more, but it might just do the trick. Well, this might be the end of this video. I haven't decided yet. So if it is, thank you very much for watching. Please pop a like and a subscribe down the bottom. If not, I may continue and show you after I've done a fair bit more to it and see if I can seal it up. It doesn't feel like it's too far away now. I think the main thing is if I can get that compression fitting working. So if you've got any tips on that one, please do let me know. Pop a comment down the bottom. If you're an exhaust fitter, give me some tips please, because it's really tricky this. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching.